Hi folks, welcome to the Dash of a Line. Got another video for you. This time we're going to do an introduction video to my upcoming battle vlog. And this is basically a series dedicated primarily to board gamers because I'm going to be playing some games on this series. But it's also useful for miniatures gamers. You're going to get a lot of historical perspective about various battles as I play them as games. As a board game format, actually. First up is going to be Brandywine from the GMT Games, their series Great Battles of the American Revolution. It's a fascinating battle, and it's a great set of rules, great game, and that's going to be our inaugural game system for this series. You're going to be able to watch that. And what I'm doing in this video is kind of giving you guys a little introduction to the series, a little bit more detailed than I've done in the past. But this is the introduction video. I hope you guys enjoy. This is all about the series and what you can expect from it. And if you have any questions, let me know. So let's jump right into the video. One thing you can expect from the series is that as I go through each different game and fight out each individual battle, I hope to put a lot of historical context and background narrative into the episodes. So it's not just me playing a game and here's what I do and here's some great strategies to utilize. I actually want to put in some historical context, some background information, and go into it and actually discuss how the game is playing in relation to how it actually happened in history. So I hope to also include that kind of information in the series. Of course, one aspect of this series that I'm quite excited about as well is that of variety. I do want to provide a lot of variety, cover a lot of different periods, battles and campaigns from history. More than I normally would be capable of doing with my miniatures gaming, because it's, miniatures gaming is quite involving, quite demanding in terms of resources and time. So I'm not able to cover all those topics that I would like to. But board gaming allows me to jump around and do different things. One day it's about naval fleet actions. The next day it's the American Civil War in the West. Or perhaps it's somewhere in Japan in the feudal era, fighting battles there. I could do all that, and it's one of the reasons I love my board gaming. So I hope I can provide a lot of variety and entertainment and information for you guys that I otherwise would not be able to do. Now, before I actually get into the actual gameplay of each series or each battle that I'm going to undertake, I do want to introduce the battle, put some historical perspective in there with an episode about the actual historical events. I also want to have an episode about the rules that, at its very basic level, demonstrates how the rules work of the particular game I'm approaching in the series, so that you can better follow along. Now, it won't be an in-depth study of the rules and cover every detail, but it will give you just enough information to follow along. Now, during the actual gameplay sessions, I hope to actually get into the details of how combat works or movement or the particulars of the rules system that I'm using at that point. This will be quite evident in the early episodes of the gameplay, but yes, there will be lots of history, lots of narrative, and lots of gameplay and how-tos during the play. Another aspect that's important to me is to show you guys some of the techniques I utilize for solo gaming, because this whole thing is going to be done solo, whether it's a multiplayer game or just a two-player game, or if it's dedicated to solo play. That's great. I will be talking about some of the techniques I will be utilizing in the game to help better play as a solo player. So that might be useful for some of you players out there that enjoy the solo aspects of board gaming. So I'll share that as well in the series. Of course, the actual gameplay sessions will be done in a vlog-style format, when I'll have a lot of close-ups of the action. When I do actually resolve a combat or do a particular movement of some units, I'm going to zoom in for you guys so you can see exactly what's going on and even read the counters. I hope that will be helpful. I will also be giving lots of observations, some thoughts on strategy and objectives and what I'm trying to achieve in each of the turns that go by. Now, it won't be a complete turn by turn, every single dice roll, every counter moved. I'm not going to go into that much detail. I think it might get a little bit tedious for you guys. But I will highlight particularly important combats and moments during a battle and show you the details and help demonstrate how the rules and gameplay works during the session. But there will be a lot of discussion regarding my thoughts, particularly about strategy and tactics that I will be relating in the series during the actual gameplay itself. Now, each episode in this series will cover a specific battle or a specific campaign, a specific game, really. And it'll all start off with an introduction of how to play, basically, the rule system. Be very brief, because as I play the game, at least initially, I'm going to take the time to go into the specifics of rules and how the game works. Hopefully I get that right as I play each game. But yeah, that's how that's going to work. So there'll be a little brief explanation on the rules. That'll be followed by an explanation of the battle, kind of put the game in perspective regarding history and what it's trying to recreate. So I'll also do that. And that will be followed by the actual parts of the gameplay itself. And this will all be done live, of course. You'll see most, if not all, of the dice rolling and the thoughts behind my moves and strategies. Hopefully I can portray that in an entertaining way for you guys, because you're going to see it all. And it is going to be done live, and it'll be broadcast on the GM's Alcove over on my Twitch channel. You'll also be able to watch it here on YouTube on the Dash of Elan as a pre-recorded video. So that's basically the format and how it's going to go. And as I play the game turn by turn, there'll probably be many multiple parts to each game session, of course, as you'd expect. I'm going to take little breaks and talk about the game and what I'm experiencing so far in the game system and compare it to what really happened historically and so on. And at the end of the game session, or the end of the game play itself, when the episode is done, I'll conclude with a little description of how I felt about the battle and how well it portrayed the battle, how well the rules worked, and so on and so forth. Not necessarily a review, just my thoughts on the entire game session and how it went, and how much I enjoyed it or not enjoyed it. But yeah, this is be the basic format to the series, the Battle Vlog. One aspect I'm really excited about with this new series is how it pertains to miniatures gaming. Everybody that knows me knows I love my miniatures game, and it's been part of my hobby since the very beginning. And whenever I break out a board game, and particularly a historical board game, I'm always looking at ways of using it with miniatures. And for instance, I've always found board games to be a great resource for developing strategy and tactics and generating scenarios, and also forming a type of campaign system for my miniatures gaming. It's great for that. I hope to discuss those topics and ideas during this series as I tackle each individual game system. In addition to that, there's also the idea that can the game be converted wholly to miniatures use? I mean, is there certain mechanics that would work well as a miniatures game? That's something that's also fascinated me, and I hope to get into these topics during the series. So there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Just a little introduction to the Battle Vlog series. Kind of give you an idea of what to expect when I eventually start putting out videos for this. The first one, of course, is going to be Brandywine from the Great Battles of the American Revolution series by GMT Games. I love the period, and this battle is very fascinating. And we're going to jump into that game and that scenario and play it from beginning to end. So look forward to that. And as always, friends, if you have any questions about this series or anything to do on this channel, please leave me a comment. Ask away. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Check me out on Twitch, where all my live stuff is normally. It's GMR_Fritz. You can find the link in the description as well. Okay, folks. As always, hang in there. It's only going to get better. Take care, my friends. See you soon.